All right. What is up, everyone? I see Rowdy in the chat. Kyle Busch winning. Let's go. That was cool to see him win. Finally. I guess he won earlier this year at Atlanta. But yeah, nice to see anyone here. If you're here, we've already got 2 likes on the video. That's pretty good, considering we haven't done anything yet. And this is going to be a fun one. So, once we get... Yes, Rowdy, we are hoping for a Kyle Busch Cup win soon. But honestly, I'm not really expecting it. It's not really looking too good for him. But he has had a couple of decent races in the last little while. So maybe. But we might wait a little bit for maybe a couple of other people to hop on the stream before we start looking at my older art. So, yeah. Anything about the race today that you want to talk about? Kyle Busch getting the win. Clint Bowyer in the 25. Honestly, that one restart that they had with... I don't remember. It was like towards the beginning of stage 3, or maybe it was stage 2. They had a really, really exciting... It was a great restart. Kyle Busch pulled away just like... well, possibly. We're... Okay, I don't have a Jeremy Clements shrine, but it's close enough. Pretty much. Basically it. Braden, what's up? The race was kind of mid. And it was cool to see Kyle win. Even if it's not a cup race, it was nice to see him win one. So yeah, should we get started? I have some unfinished stuff first to show you guys. Like stuff I worked on, never got around to finishing. And that's basically what this whole stack of stuff is. So we're going to start with this top one. This is a Noble M12. And you're going to see a lot of drawings of cars that aren't specifically NASCAR, because that's what I was into for a while, just drawing normal cars, until I was able to practice enough and be good enough at drawing decals to like get the paint schemes and all that stuff down. So anyways, this was actually really, really good. It's one of my earliest artworks. Rowdy making a Clements custom. Awesome. I will definitely be on that stream if you do. Oh, time lapse. I will definitely watch that time lapse. For sure. Anyways, this drawing, I really like the shading on it. I feel like it's pretty good, especially down in this corner. And I never really ended up getting to shade the rest of it. I quit about halfway through doing the window area. So, yeah. On to the next one, which is another car. It's non-NASCAR. That's good. Mod Podge. That stuff will work a lot better than the glue. and it will shine very well. Also, Rowdy, once you for as a little tip, once you do a clear coat, what I did was I grabbed a little like metal tool I've just found lying around, like something fairly sharp but not super sharp necessarily. It's like a small little tool. And what I would do is I would just carve out the lines, like the hood lines and the where the roof flaps would be and that sort of stuff. Uh-oh, that's not good. Ran out of Elmer's. Anyways, what this dream is about. Let's get back to that. This is a drawing of mine that I wasn't really a fan of. I really liked it when I started working on it because of the shading on the front, because I really like that. Yeah. I mean, if it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you, but I mean, you don't have to try it, but that's it. I feel like when I did it, it improved the quality of my customs. So yeah, I like this one and the last one were all colored pencils. These don't have any they don't have any alcohol marker in them. So they definitely, I mean, an artist would be able to tell if you do a lot of art with those two mediums. And then you'd also be able to tell that this one is indeed alcohol marker, and it is not that great. It is really not that great. The sketch is good. You prefer, well, yeah. Some people prefer colored pencils. Some people prefer markers. I prefer both. Like all of my recent drawings are both. It's a back layer of alcohol markers, and then I'll use colored pencils to add details and shading and stuff like that. So it allows you to get the detail that you can get with colored pencils while also getting the color vibrance of the alcohol markers. The only really decent part of this one was the grill. And it's kind of smut. It's like, yeah, the colors are smudged on each other. Yeah, it's not great. All right, this is a GTR. Now, actually, most of these drawings are not actual pictures of cars. Most of them are renderings done by like the Instagram artists that you'll see. They make like body kits and stuff. Probably. Thank you, Rowdy. I appreciate it. I like the depth on this one. You can see where the shadows are, the reflections. But I just never got around to doing the background on this one. So yeah. And honestly, the proportions are a little messed up. Like the rear area, this wheel kind of doesn't match up right with the front wheel. Just small things like that. Anyway, you called it, Rowdy. This is Jeremy Clements 2025 or 2024. Don't exactly remember. But this is the alliance scheme he ran at Phoenix. And the reason I didn't finish this one because the colors are way off. So this looks so green right here, but it's actually yellow, and we'll get to that later, but I have more drawings of this particular scheme, and it's much more accurate. It's my Phoenix and Las Vegas drawings of this year, by the way. But what I really liked about this one was the Chrome number. I feel like that was my first time doing like Chrome on a drawing, and I really liked it. Chrome is pretty difficult because there's a lot of. Yeah, it is a custom Kirby because I sent you the template for it. So that would be awesome to see. Honestly, though, I like the Alliance scheme, but it's honestly they overuse it. Like they run it in almost every race now. But when it first came out, I really liked it. Also, this one I was not going to be able to do the Alliance logo because of how much the black kind of like bleeded over the lines. It was just kind of messy. Jeremy does have a good graphic designer. I'm not exactly sure who it is, but I do know it used to be a guy, and you can actually look him up online. He has a website. Before, like recently, I think like mid last year, his graphic designer was the race artist, and I believe, I think that's what he's called. Yeah, but his website is raceartist.com. Just no nothing, just raceartist.com. So he does some really cool stuff. He made all of Jeremy's like schemes that you'll see and be like, whoa, that's a cool scheme. So that it's likely made by him. Anyways, this is their Mercedes truck. I forget what it was exactly called. But this one, I started on it, and it was just the shading. I did not say LED restart. That would be really cool. You know what? Actually, I have an idea. I'm gonna try to reach out to him. I should do that. That'd be really cool. But I highly doubt he'll let me design a scheme because I feel like I could do that, but I haven't done it enough where that I can like show a portfolio of schemes I have made. So this one, I don't know why I stopped working on this one. I just kind of lost interest, I guess. But yeah, it started off pretty good, but it just didn't turn out. And the background was going to be a pain because it's on like rocks and stuff. I don't know if you can see the sketch behind it. It's just a lot of rocks, which would be difficult. Anyway, this one, it's basically done, and I never finished it. It is Ernie Irvin's number 28 Haviland Ford. Literally, all that's left is the contingency decals, this little bit of white on the windows, and the tires. Well, I like this one too. I really do. And this was excuse me. This was my first one where I actually like did the scheme on it. Well, yes, Rowdy. That is really cool because I know your PRF scheme also is number 28, and I did not even notice that, or I didn't like recognize that correlation until you just said that 28 was your favorite number. Honestly, I've never met anyone that says 28 is their favorite number until you. But yeah, that's cool. It's nice to get to know more about some of you guys. He's in there first. Okay, that's great. it's nice to be able to have just like a number that you stick to and everything. And at first mine was 7, and then I don't know. I don't really play a whole lot of games anymore. I don't really have the time for it. There's just a lot of stuff going on. I do occasionally though, and I started a new NASCAR Heat 5 career mode. But I haven't really played a lot other than that. So yeah, this one I just really liked the shading on the wheels. That was my favorite part about this drawing. Okay, this next one, first time really drawing a person, is Darrell Waltrip. And I really, really liked the thought of this one. And it took me absolutely forever to draw Darrell. It's glaring on you guys, so it looks a little weird. But yeah, good old DW. Well, back then he wasn't so good, but he was something back then. Yeah, I just really enjoyed drawing him and shading, especially his uniform, because you can see the shading right here is really, really difficult to do. And then I got started on the car, and I just kind of lost motivation on this one. I like the graphic. This graphic I really like because, unlike the face and the car, I did not use a reference at all for this. This is all just my straight me, just like drawing it out, figuring it out and stuff. Rowdy, I guess I could finish it. Wait, there's something on it. There's some sort of thing on it. That's not good. Well, maybe I won't finish it then. But maybe I will. Maybe I'll just draw another DW drawing or something. Maybe I'll just redraw this. I could. I'm going to take that into consideration for a future drawing. But as the title of the video says, I'm going to be showing you guys what I'm working on next after this. After the seed drawing, which I'm currently sketching the one that I'm working on next. So that's already going to happen. Anyways, this is a McLaren. I don't remember which one. But first time trying carbon fiber. I drew the engine in the back. It's really not that great. Fire, I like this one. And I probably could have finished this one too. I just didn't really have the motivation to do it. Let's see. I believe this is the last. Let's see. I believe this is the last like normal car video, or normal car. Well, not normal, but non-NASCAR drawing in the unfinished section. So yeah, I like the shading on the vents. That's probably my favorite part about this one. And overall, it's pretty good. It's not my favorite though. So the next one, Chandler Smith's Daytona winning truck from this year. It was an absolute pain to do the fish on the side. That took me absolutely forever to sketch. But once I started shading it, the green wasn't exactly blending well. And it didn't really turn out that well as far as the actual shading goes. And I couldn't really get a good contrast between the light and the dark. So I kind of abandoned this one. And the fish, there's some parts on the fish that aren't really 100% accurate. And I just really didn't want to finish something if I knew it wasn't going to look that great. So right after this is when I drew the first Clemens scheme of this year. But there's still some more unfinished ones under here. This is 2026 Jeremy Clements, Circuit of the Americas. I've just finished the Atlanta drawing, and I started this one, did the sketch, and I didn't really try that hard on the sketch, and it's not a good sketch. So when I tried to color it, when I went to color it, I just couldn't because I didn't sketch it well enough. And I just really did not want to finish drawing this one, so that's why this one is unfinished. I don't understand. Yeah, it's good to make sure your color contrast is good. Rowdy, I would suggest trying to shade, even if it doesn't look great. Just because you never know what you can get going. Braden. Thank you, Braden. But to my standards now, it's not exactly great. Soup. Oh, sup. Why are we Oh, yeah. I don't know what that is, but like the translate thing. When you say sup, it translates to soup, and we were having a problem with that in Diecast Driven's stream not too long ago. It was pretty funny. Excuse me. But yeah. So anyways, there's one more unfinished drawing under this one, and it is also Clement's car from this year. And it is literally just partially sketched. So it is his 2026 Darlington scheme. It was a really cool scheme. It was American flag, so it was cut about right here. On the front was soup, die-cast driven. Exactly. Yeah, it's pretty funny the way technology is so smart yet so not these days. So yeah, this scheme was cut about here. It was a Fly Inform Structures car, which is one of his long, like he's had that sponsor for a while. So in the front was the blue with the white stars, and on the back was the red and white stripes, but it had sort of a flag shade to like it looked like you're looking at an actual flag. So anyways, that is it for those. Now we are going to grab the binder. This is, make sure I've got the right side here. Yeah. This is the binder. The cover, okay, you'll see the first like half of the drawings in here are of like this quality, because this is like back when I first started doing drawings, and I would literally just print a picture of the car, trace the main outlines, and then I would just do all the shading myself without tracing it. And that's how I learned to shade, because I would just do the main outlines traced and then shade it. And then there's also on the other side I don't remember which car this is. It's a Nissan. Or maybe it's a Mazda. I think it's a Mazda. Don't remember which one though. Yeah, this one's alcohol marker. So this is when I first started to get into the alcohol markers and shading with those. So opening it up. Oh, it's gonna hit the camera. Nope. Okay. Well, that might be a problem. Let's see if I get this. I'll just hold it up. This is gonna be a problem. Anyways, this is a McLaren F1, I believe. I believe this is McLaren F1. But this is like one of the first actual drawings I did, and it is awful. It is awful. It's traced. The outline is traced. The shading is poor. It's done with a number 2 pencil, which isn't bad for drawing, but just doing it like this, it's not great. And I'm gonna... Well, this is also traced, Braden. So I don't even know why I have these anymore. Why do I keep my traced art? There's like 4 or 5 pages of these in here. So this is a Ferrari Enzo, I believe. This one looks a little bit better. The shading is a little bit more contrasted. The darks you can tell from the lights, like the side and the front. But it's still traced and it's not great. And actually, our next one is a little bit out of order. But this is the Hudson Hornet. It's also traced, unfortunately. But this was really my first time getting into the alcohol markers and actually shading with them. And I had done drawings before with the markers that weren't yeah, Rowdy, that's exactly why. You're right. I do keep them to see my progress, but also just to remember how much I've improved. Braden coming in with the all knowledge. He did win 3 Piston Cups. Except this isn't the car from the Cars movie. What? Rowdy. Did Mater actually say that? No, I probably don't remember if he did. Well, I don't if he did. I don't remember if he actually did say that. Oh, he did. Oh, Mater. He's an odd one. Anyways, this isn't the one from the movie. Yeah, Braden. It is close enough. Literally the same thing. But yeah, this is her Herb Thomas's 92 Fabulous Hudson Hornet. Love the interior on this one. That is my favorite part of that drawing. Switch the page. This was my first time really going with pencils. And it is a Ferrari F40. I don't know if you guys can see. This is glaring a lot. Try to move my... Yeah, whatever. It's literally just... Again, it's traced. I'll tell you when we get out of the... Oh my goodness, it's going to be a while before we get out of the tracing awfulness. So this is traced, but I colored it in red. So I colored the whole thing in red. And then I don't know if you can tell, but after I colored it all in red, I shaded it with a normal number 2 pencil, and I absolutely hated how it turned out. So I never did that again with my drawings. Next one, it is a Pagani, I want to say Huayra, but I'm pretty sure it's not. Actually, yeah, it is definitely not. It is a Pagani though. again, I don't really have anything to say about these ones because they're not good. And I don't know why it took me so long to realize that that it wasn't the best idea to just go around tracing stuff, and I thought it was insane. I thought it was the best at art. This was like, let's see, I was like 9 or 10 years old when I did these. Probably 9, 10, 11 years old is when I was doing these drawings. And I didn't keep a lot of them. I actually don't keep most of my drawings. So there's not a whole lot in here compared to everything I've done, because I give them out to my family for like Christmas gifts and birthdays and stuff. So a lot of it isn't in here, and then is in other people's stuff. But the old ones that I don't have, I just threw away because they're not great. Anyways, next up, we finally have some decent alcohol markers. Actually, not decent. This is a Corvette. It is awful. Why do I have this one? So this was, I tried something similar to for F40, where I colored it completely in alcohol markers and then shaded it with a number 2 pencil. And again, it's traced. I don't know if you can tell, but the wheels, I did like do the wheel lines in a number 2 pencil over the black. If it catches the light just right, you can see them. I don't know if you guys can see, but yeah, it still doesn't look good either way. And now I really starting to kind of dislike this stream because it's not. Sometimes it's fun to look at your old stuff, but not for however many. Not for a while. It's gonna be a little bit, a couple more pages until we get to the real good stuff. Anyway, this is a really cool one. Dale Earnhardt. It's traced, unfortunately. Thank you, Rowdy. I do. I feel like this one is decent. It's not bad. Did some shading. Got the little body line here going down. But the wheels look really weird because this is just not white in on the actual car. It's more of a gray. I could fix that, but I don't want to. And this is an old drawing, and I kind of want to leave it how it is. This next one is a Nissan Silvia. And this one, yes, Braden, the lack of anything here. It has the window net, but it doesn't have anything else. So it does look a little strange. But yeah, so this is the next one. A little bit better shading than the Dale car, definitely. But still, it's not great. This is a mixture between alcohol markers, and there's a little bit of pencil shading, but like in these white parts, you can see there's some shading over here, and the window shading is not at all blended. It's just my darkest gray, my next darkest gray, my next lightest, and so on. It's all right. I think this one's decent. Then we head to this one. This is I don't remember. Oh, it's a Ford. How do I not realize that? It's the newer Ford GTs. I believe it is actually. Now that I think of it, it doesn't really look like that much. but I'm pretty sure this is a GT. Again, it's traced. And there's going to be one more traced drawing. This is the second to last in this binder. And then we have all the good stuff. Yeah, it's just like all the other ones. Not great. But I do like the shading on the front. It's pretty good. So yeah. Next page. We have the Porsche 911. I know you guys can't see the ones that are on the top very well. They're on this side of the binder because there's a wall right here. And the end of the binder is in the wall, so it's going to be kind of down here, a little bit out of focus. But this one, I actually really liked this one at first because of how aggressive I shaded it. And I did not know I could make a number 2 pencil that dark. It's almost black. It's just a normal pencil. And I like the shading on the wheels. These are the I forget what they're called, but those radial wheels that don't have spokes. It's just one. It's like a inside out cone, basically, what the wheels are. But yeah, the shading on this one's cool. You can see like the white coming down, down the side, up here on the windshield, but still not great. And then we have the Pichu. This, and honestly, I don't know why I have this in this binder, but I drew this for my brother a while ago. So let's see, I must have been 11 or 12 when I drew this. And it is not traced. Finally, we are in the not traced section. And yeah, it's just a normal drawing. Doesn't look too great. But then, yeah, I just went on a streak of not making great drawings. This is a Corvette from the front. And it is not that good. I do kind of like the color looks pretty good on it. But it's still not a great drawing compared to some of my other stuff. And then I took a long hiatus from drawing. And afterwards, right after that, I came out with this thing. This is... Actually, isn't this... Rowdy would know. You know Stat? You know Tyler? I'm pretty sure this is the same car that he has. I'm pretty sure it's an Integra. It's obviously it's an Acura, and I'm pretty sure it's a fairly close year to the one that he has and that he's racing in the 4 cylinders. But yeah, this was a really cool sort of comeback for me after being not doing art for a while. This is all colored pencil, and there is some pen on it, and it did spill right here, but whatever. I really, really like the shading on this one. I thought it was really cool when I did it. So this one is a Ferrari Testarossa, I believe. And it is... Yeah, I do as well, Rowdy. I'll show you right now, actually. I have this is my pens. It is Faber-Castell's 4 set. So there is I'm not going to open them all up, but there's a 0.7 millimeter tip, 0.5 millimeter tip, 0.3 millimeter tip, and then a brush, which is bigger. And this is the one I use for if I'm coloring a small area that's black. I use this because it's smaller than the markers, but it's bigger than just a normal pen. So yeah, those are the pens I use. I do also have a set of white pens for highlights and stuff. And you'll see when we find a drawing that I've used the white on, I'll show it to you, which is actually the next one. And this one, my favorite part on this drawing was the wheels. Thought they looked really cool and they had decent depth. And you can like kind of tell where the stuff is and everything. But yeah. So the next one, Rowdy, as I was saying, this one has like the rain in the windows, like the fog sort of stuff. I used the white pen for that. If you see like the raindrops on the bottom of them, there's a little white dot. That's from the white pen. So yeah, this is an original GTR, one of the first Nissan GTRs. So yeah, I just did. I actually didn't really do a whole lot different with this drawing, other than transitioning actually from all colored pencils to alcohol markers and colored pencils, which the bricks are not a white pen, but they are a white colored pencil actually. So yeah, my favorite one on this one, the reflection in the puddles under the car. I thought that looked really cool. This one is a BMW i8, and this is when I bought my third pack of alcohol markers, and I'm not going to show it to you in this video, but I might post a picture eventually of my art supply collection, and it's a lot. It's too much. So so I have I bought a box of Bianos, a 50 pack. And then I bought the same pack again because the first pack had been pretty much used up. And then I'm still using that second pack of Bianos. Plus, now I have Ohuhu markers, and those work really well, and I have a ton of them. So, yeah, those work great. Anyways, this is my first drawing with the new Ohuhu markers. I don't know if you can see it very well, but the front headlight, it's got kind of that glow to it. There's a glow on the logo. And this one, I like this rear wheel. I don't know if you can see it very well. The details, but like there's color in the like reflections, and it looks right here. It looks just makes it look a lot better. Anyways, got the carbon fiber on the hood and the front bumper. Yeah, overall on this one, I just really liked the shading. We got the exhaust here. That looked pretty cool. Yeah, I did the ground in a different style than I generally do. I did like those dots, the dot thing, which I thought looked all right, but it looks too much like gravel rather than asphalt. And so, actually, the next 3 drawings I did all in one day. This first one is just a Blastoise. Not a. Oh my goodness, Venusaur, right? Yeah, Venusaur. I believe so. I'm not huge into Pokemon, but for some reason I have 2 Pokemon drawings in this binder, and you can see some drawing behind. We'll get to this one and this one, which I will be very impressed if you can guess what this next one is after this one. But this one I just mainly focused on getting the colors. I did some outlining in different colored pens, so it kind of makes it sort of pop a lot more. Yeah, me neither, Rowdy. I had for a little while. That was a long time ago though. And then I stopped. I gave them all to my brother, and he kind of was into Pokemon for a while, but he hasn't been in a couple of years either. So yeah, this one actually wasn't that long ago. It was probably close to a year ago when I did this drawing. Maybe a little bit longer than that. But yeah, it's about when I did this one. So no one guessed what this one is, so we'll just throw it up there. And actually, the third one, it is Devin Booker drawing. I did it on the same day as this one, and you'll see later there's another one I did. I just sat down one day and decided to do some different artwork than I normally do. So yeah, I did this. One of my first times drawing a person. Really, actually, this must have been before the Daryl Watcher drawing. It has to have been. This was definitely before the Daryl Watcher drawing. But this is kind of like a quick, I thought it'd be cool to do sort of thing. So that was fun. And then that summer, actually, so this was about a year ago. That summer I went to an art camp sort of thing, but it was nature because near my house is it's called the Riparian Preserve. So it's basically a giant park, but it's just for wildlife. So it's just a couple of lakes, like actually not really lakes, but like I guess you could call them lakes, like small lakes, very small lakes. And then there's paths and all different kinds of trees and wildlife there that you'll see. Anyways, I did this one there. This is the first thing we did. It was just like a contour drawing. I think I did this in about half an hour because the next one I did in the other half of that same class. Carter is here. Hello, Carter. You missed a lot. We went through a lot of my old drawings. We're getting towards the more recent ones, getting to about a year ago. And as I was just saying, I went to a art camp last summer. So yeah, about a year ago. And did this. This was the first half of one of the classes. And then the next class, or the second half of that class, I did this drawing, which was kind of rushed. So I did this in about 20 minutes or so. It's not great or anything, but I kind of did like the reflection of this swan in the water. And then also when I was there, first time using charcoal, I made this The glare is awful, guys. I'm so sorry. Let's see if I can fix this. Where can I move this? Yeah, I'll just put it way up here. Should be fine. But yeah, this is my first time using charcoal, and I feel like it turned out really well. It's just a normal mallard duck drawing. So then the next one was also at that camp that I did. It's of a fox. Don't remember what the specific prompt that we were doing that day was, but yeah. Oh, it was fur. So we did stuff that had fur. I chose this. I think it turned out pretty well. I like the texture. It looks pretty furry. So yeah, I thought that one was pretty cool. Don't worry, guys. We'll get to more car drawings later. But then the last one we did at that camp was colored pencils. Yeah, Braden, you are correct. Foxes are very furry. Actually, this isn't a fox. This is a coyote. Same thing. But Carter, I am most likely not going to work on any, but I am going on this stream. I'm not going to work on any, but I'm going to show you what I'll be working on next, and I'm not sure if I'm going to do it on stream or it'll be the next thing that we work on the streams, or if I'll just do it other time. So unless I get a new commission, I will probably do the next one on stream, and we'll show that towards when we get done with all these. So anyways, you can see kind of an outline of a leaf that this thing was crawling on, but it's not a great drawing. It looks all right, but it doesn't. It's like one of those beetle things that's black and it reflects kind of blue. I hope you know what I'm talking about. But the colors are a little bit light on the drawing. So this one actually, who can guess who this is? It's not Jeremy Clemens. It is a NASCAR driver. Who is this? I'm gonna give you guys a second to guess. So yeah, it's pretty hard to tell, Braden. But oh my goodness. I'll tell you after I explain a little bit. So this went with those other two, the Pokemon and the Devin Booker drawing. I did those all on the same day as this one, which actually this is a drawing of Jimmy Johnson, which you guys would have never guessed. But I tried something new with this one. I went over the whole thing in this yellow color, which is going to be the lighter stuff. And I went over the stuff that was like medium and darker with this pink color, which it might show up orange for you guys because my colors are red. And then I went over the darker stuff with green, colored everything else the normal color, and I feel like it turned out pretty good. Well, I guess so. Carter, I guess it does. Honestly, it does kind of look like Dr. Soldat. Is that what your name is? Welcome to the channel. Nice to see you here. We're reviewing my old artwork. And yeah, that's what we're doing on the stream. We're getting pretty close to the new stuff, so stay tuned. It's going to get a lot better from here. Oh, I just leaked. Next one. Actually, one sec. I'll be back. Okay, so I like the reactions. I'm seeing the hearts come up in the chat. Thank you. This is probably one of my favorite drawings, but the proportions are a little bit odd, especially on the front, because the Bud logo is a little weird, and so is the Monte Carlo. So this is my first time really doing the logos on the sides. If you look close enough, you can kind of tell what each one is. Thank you, Carter. Thank you, Rowdy. But basically, one sec. Okay, so sorry. I just want to avoid you guys hearing the background noise of my family being home. So yeah, we are back to drawing NASCARs in the binder. Yeah, and the next one, actually, wait, funny story about this one actually. So my grandfather had a ton of circle track magazines, and actually I think this one was a Speedway Illustrated that he gave me, but it is the cover of one of those magazines that I turned into a drawing. Originally the picture had Dale Sr. in there, which would have been better to draw, but I didn't really know how to draw a black car very well at that time, and I didn't really want to do it. But it would have been way cooler if Dale Sr. was in the background behind it. So the next one is actually from the same magazine. It is inside the magazine. Is a drawing of Dale Jr.'s late model from roughly 1998-ish that he ran. Number 3 with the RCR font. And yeah, I really like this one. I was doing smaller drawings. Like these are really small. I don't know if you can tell. But this is like that's my hand. These are very small drawings. Like this right here. Probably about 4 inches from here to here. Brayden, I know I know where you got that from. The prime on the side. And I don't remember what that says. And I can't read it because it's really tiny. But I also cannot wait for Prime to come to NASCAR again. It's going to be great. Hopefully they have Adam Alexander back in the booth and they continue to have oh, hello Garrett. Look who finally showed up. Anyways, that's what this is. Yeah. By the way, Dr. Soldat / Garrett is a friend of mine. We go to school together. This is the David Pearson drawing. That I did. Let's see. How long was it ago? Not too long ago. So it was probably 6 months ago. But this was a big step up from the smaller drawings. It's bigger, has better shading, it has all of the contingencies. Got the background, although the background doesn't look the best. It's still there. I just love this white here. Do I ever? Well, yeah, I blend. I do sometimes. So, there's a little bit of blending on this. I don't know if you can see it on the front bumper with like the chrome. I have a little bit of blending on there. My camera's not great, but yeah. And you see a little bit on the wheels too, because on the top of the wheels, it's where it's under the tire. It's a little bit darker and it blends to the lighter color on the bottom. So yeah, I do blend. Um, Braden. Yes, exactly. We want Prime to cover our NASCAR races. Although the problem with that is not everyone has Prime. Unless people have Prime, probably, then the people who have cable and can watch the races on FS1 and USA. But it is what it is. Also, the window net. This is when window nets were like really thin. They didn't have like the thick um, uh, strands or whatever. So this is like a really thin window net, more net-y than the current window nets. And also, you can kind of see David Pearson in there. But yeah, I feel like this one was really, really cool. It was fun to draw. And then the next one, which was less fun to draw because of the background, but this is Ron Hornaday's number 16 truck. Yeah, this is his early 2000s truck, the Napa Auto Parts. And I just wanted to point out that, and I'm insanely proud of myself of this. I'm not trying to like brag or anything about how insane my art is, but I love how when I did this, I kind of, well, I was thinking, let's incorporate the lights in the background on the car, and you can see like there's the reflection of this light. There's a reflection of this light coming into the front of the windshield, and yeah, TNT. Rowdy, I unfortunately I can't agree with you on that one because I don't have TNT and I wasn't able to watch the TNT races, so I actually don't really know how good they were as far as the broadcast quality. But in my personal opinion, I liked Prime the best. But if you like the TNT broadcast, I'm not gonna say anything about that because I wasn't able to watch them, so I don't really know exactly how good they are. So yeah, did the bricks in the background. I thought that looked pretty cool. Braden, okay, I'll take your word for it. I did see the graphics. They weren't great, but hopefully NBC stays with the Prime graphics this year. That would be cool because I like the Prime graphics. So here we go, and you guys who have been watching the channel and have been on the channel for a while have seen this probably because I put a post in. This was my first post of this priest drawing, and also Diecast Driven put it up on one of his streams. But this is of his Clash win from this year. They produced the races. Yeah. You're probably right, Brandon. Unless they both change their graphics, which maybe. Rowdy. Yep. Because the diecast doesn't have that Coca-Cola logo. Cover that up. I don't want to get banned. Unless I get a new one already, since it. That's true. It is technically not NBC anymore. So if anything happens, it would be Prime getting a new graphics package, and then NBC having the old one. Garrett, I did not enter the art comp because the prompts. I did not want to do any of those. I felt like I could not draw anything from those prompts, and I was not interested in doing anything from those. That's your answer. Fantasy. Well, I saw your fantasy art is really good. Also, you didn't post it on YouTube, did you? But if you did, Dr. Soldat / Garrett makes really, really amazing art. And he does a lot more stuff and does different stuff, but he does a lot of stuff from games and shows and stuff like that. But it's really, really cool. He's a great artist. Anyways, Clemens is not glaze. That's truth. Yeah, this is the one. I posted a time lapse of this one. Brayden, yeah, you knew it was gonna happen eventually. We did go through a couple of other ones earlier. I don't know if you were there for that, but we did go through a couple of Clemens drawings that were completely unfinished. Or not completely finished, but let's see how many. You're gonna see a lot of Clemens starting now. This one I just love the lightning. Honestly, I don't like the angle. It could be better. And then the decklet is a weird color. But who's actually gonna notice that? Yes, sir. Clemens time, Rowdy. The GOAT, the best driver ever to step foot on planet Earth. Anyways, yeah, this is the Atlanta one. You guys have probably already seen the video of this. If you haven't, go watch it. I also posted a time lapse of this one. And this one, my favorite part, the shading on the hood. It's just got like the blue tint of the lighter parts, the reflections, and the black. It just looks really cool on this one. And that is it for the binder. And so we're not going to talk about this. This is, oh my goodness, what is that? That was a long time ago. And I drew those. So the binder's done, but there's a couple more that you guys may have thought of. Probably not, though. Yeah, that was a Ross Chastain 2022 Advent Health car. You guys know what this one is? Brandon, you. I'm hoping you can draw that. That's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. If someone else draws like that, I'm impressed. Like, even though I do this, but I still like seeing other people's work, even if it's not like super realistic like mine. Like Dr. Soldat / Garrett, he does, his art is more comic book / that kind of stuff. It's not realistic like my stuff is. It's more comic. I don't want to say comic-y, but like cartoonish. And he draws people way better than I do. Like way better. But anyways, this is Jeremy's 2026 Phoenix car that he drove into the top 5 on speed, past William Byron on speed in this car. So yeah. Braden, I would love to see your stuff. That would be great. Murph Turn 2. I watched some of his videos. He's a good person. Great guy. I'd like to see that fan art of him. If you would post it. But what I cannot do is show it on the stream because last time I tried to show something of someone else's on the stream, it did not work. So I found out I cannot do that. But I will check it out if you put that up. So, anyways, yeah, that's pretty much it for this one. And it's basically the same drawing as that one. The Clements Vegas car is basically the same exact thing, but with a different background and a couple of different logos on the car. Should be on his post. Okay, I will definitely check that out after this stream on Murph Turn 2's posts. So yeah, Braden, I will definitely check that out. Anyways, yeah, basically the same drawing. And this race was awful for Jeremy. This race he got spun once by Connor Zilic on lap 1. He got spun on lap 1 by Connor Zilic. And then later he got spun by Ryan Sieg. And then later after that, LeVar Scott cut down one of his tires and he spun trying to get to pit road. So it was an awful day for him, but at least the car looked nice. And then I was able to. Oh no, diecast driven. Well, I'm glad to see that you were able to hop on at all. But we're getting towards the end of the stream, which that's okay. You can go back and watch it if you want. I mean, not a lot of people would really have the best interest in that. And no, it's all right, diecast. You don't need to be on any of my streams. But it's always nice to have people. The more the merrier. Unless your chat's getting flooded and you can't read anything. Diecast driven reference. Because that guy has now over 1,000 subs. And congrats, diecast driven. And it's all from that. It was fun, diecast. Very, very fun stream. I wasn't on it for very long, but yeah. And so that is pretty much it. If you guys want to see the Sieg drawing again, I'll pull that up. So yeah, this is the Sieg drawing. It's done. And hopefully I'm gonna get prints of it done tomorrow. And hopefully if I have time tomorrow morning, I'll get it sent out to Diecast Driven. Speaking of, did you get your P.O. box number on your channel yet? Because yeah. Anyways, this one took a really long time because, as you can tell, the other drawings are a lot smaller. This is a 9x12 sheet, but I cut it to fit the drawing. It is in the description of yesterday's stream. Okay, I will check that out, and hopefully, if I have time tomorrow morning, cross your fingers, that hopefully, very hopefully, I will be able to get it sent out tomorrow. So yeah. Anyways, if anyone's on here and isn't on Diecast Driven Streams, definitely go check this stuff out. This is for him. It's going to be rolled up, and also, I don't know if you want to see it, but I'm just going to show it to you in the back. This is. It just looks weird. I think it looks kind of cool to see the difference between the front and the back, because the front has all the details of the colored pencils and all that. For example, see this back here, this kind of reflection part where there's some black. If you look at the back, the black shading is not there at all. So it's just the blue of the light reflecting off of the car. But yeah. Anyways, now I will be working on this next. We are back to Jeremy Clements cars. In the middle of the sketch right now, working on this part of the sketch. And if you look up this picture, is on J-Skis. I don't expect any of you guys to look up the picture. But it's a graphic on his. It was like when like this the teams reveal their scheme. It's like a graphic like this. So it's a Kevin Whitaker Chevrolet number 51 from 2019. So the car is basically all black, and it's gonna look different than most of my other drawings because it's a render and not an actual picture. Yes, sir, Diecast. We talked about that at the very beginning. It was right before the stream that race ended. I'm happy for Kyle. It's good to know that he is actually still a good driver and that it is RCR that's destroying his ability to run well and not his actual ability, which honestly, he's not quite as good as a driver as he was, but still, Anyways, this is 2019 Kevin Whitaker scheme reveal graphic, and in the background you guys can see I've started sketching, did a little bit of sketching. There's pictures of Camaros in the background. Yeah, that's true, Braden. He has been running really decent recently. He definitely has. Texas, he even ran well at Texas, but classic Kyle Busch came back and he destroyed what could have been a top 10 finish. But, Kyle Busch is just kind of Kyle Busch. So, yeah. And as I was saying, in the background of this drawing, it's like a golden background with very faint pictures of Camaros, older Camaros in the background. Like there's a picture here, there's a picture back here, and there's a picture under this car. So I'll be also sketching those, and those will also be in the drawing of this car. So it's basically going to be a recreation of that. And so with that, we're pretty much done with this stream. It is nice seeing you guys on here. Hit the subscribe button, smash the like button, all the YouTuber stuff. Whatever. Just I don't really care if you actually do that. Yeah, it was a great stream. You guys have been very active in the chat, and it's nice to have a good amount of people on today. So for everyone who showed up to this stream, thank you, and we will see you Monday. And diecast, yes, hopefully I can get those sent out tomorrow. I'm going to try my best to get those sent out tomorrow. Because, yeah, I'll actually have to do it very early in the morning because my cousin is graduating from college and he's having his graduation party in the afternoon. So, best case scenario, I get that sent out tomorrow morning. Worst case scenario, oh, wait. Worst case scenario, I get it sent out Monday because they aren't open on Sunday. So, anyways, thanks everyone for hopping on the stream. This was a fun one, and we will see you on Monday, probably.